Well, I'm really getting down to the wire, and this morning was just taken away. I had to go meet up with my ex, pick up my dog for a couple of weeks, and whatnot. So that took a little bit of time. I took him for a hike, and that was all well and good, dedicated. I got to make sure he's happy also. He can't just be neglected. But then stopped at the pot store on the way back. I just wanted to order a U-joint that I researched the number on, because they had to pick it up from the warehouse. Pick up a stock application U-joint, and then I needed banjo bolts for the rear calipers. They're just a bolt with a hole in it, and they take a couple of copper washers. That's all it is. From him pulling this up on the screen and showing this on the screen with another option, and the guy behind the counter, him and her back and forth, it took an hour before he finally went out and brought them out to me, because he wasn't sure about something, researching stuff, and I just kept telling him, I'm like, you have the calipers in stock. The calipers come with new banjo bolts. Grab a caliper, grab that bolt, and we'll match the two of them up, and if it matches, we're done. And it could have been so simple. At the shop I had full access to all the computers for all the local pot supply places. So I could go on and look up the components, see what they had for applications, look up all the info, and then just click send. And man, I miss that. Like, that was freedom. I could make all my own decisions and never had a problem. But anyway, just had to vent for a minute, because I'm down to the wire and I'm panicking. Not really panicking, but I got a lot of work left. So anyway, I got one of the U-joints I need. It's a special one I got to go back for in about an hour. So I'm going to work on getting under there and getting the rear end centered, getting that tacked in place, and then I got to cut the drive shaft, shorten that, and see if this U-joint's going to work, and hopefully the conversion joint that I ordered is going to work. And when I go back for that in about an hour, then I'm going to go by the metal place, see what I can get for metal for the rock panels. But clock is ticking. It's Tuesday afternoon. Like, it's 3 o'clock Tuesday, and this thing still has a ton of metal work to do. Still have to do all the brake lines, weld in the rear end, set the pinion angle, and make a drive shaft, and some more brake lines up front, complete fuel system, wiring, and a ton of rust work at minimal. So enough talking. I'm going to get back to it. Wish me luck. I'm going to need it now. Like, I definitely need it now. Let's hope that my pup stays relaxed. I laid out a blanket for him. He'd prefer to be on the ground. Anyway, set up the time lapse. I'll get back to it. Well, today is the day of wasted time. Went to pick up some steel. Got some 2-inch square stock and some 1/2-inch square stock, and then some 5-inch flat stock to build the rockers and the inner sill plate out of. And they said it would be like 20 minutes. So I was like, okay, I'll run to the parts store. Ran to the parts store, dealt with them, got the U-joint I ordered earlier, went back. It had been a half an hour, and then it was still like another hour and 20 minutes waiting and whatnot. So just trying to get through it, and I'll get this unloaded and get back on the car. There's gonna be a big recovery from today, but I don't know, I'll do my best. Well, today is it's just a painful day. I did a bunch of research while I was out today and thought that this adapter flange that I had for the rear end was from the rear end. I don't think it is, because the rear end's an Explorer rear end, and I was looking up the Explorer U-joint size, and I got a conversion joint from that to the GM drive shaft that I have, and it fits the drive shaft, but it does not fit the that yoke. So I did a bunch more research, and now my brother's on his way home, so he's going to pick that up on his way in. So now I'm going to finally start cutting the drive shaft. And if you're curious why I was using heat on the drive shaft, I know almost everybody is used to the C-clips that hold the axle in, or the outside circlips. This is like a 80s GM, and they have plastic inside around that locks the U-joint together and locks it in factory. So this was still the factory joints in this. So you have to heat it up, and then it oozes out like one of those little snake things that you light on fire. And so that you got to heat that up, get that out, and then punch it out. And then afterwards you put in regular C-clips on the inside. So yeah, you can see there's a groove down inside there, and that groove, through where this little poke out is, they inject some sort of epoxy that turns into plastic, and it locks in around the outside edge of the U-joint itself and locks into there. It's a pain in the butt, stinky method, but it works and whatnot. So I'm gonna now I got him going, I just put my dog in the house so I can shut the garage door and grind this drive shaft apart without messing up the neighbors too much, because it's already like 7:30 p.m. I haven't got next to nothing done. I got brake hoses in, the drive shaft measured, got the drive shaft apart, and I think that's about all the work I've done so far. It's a terrible waste of a day, and I can't afford it right now. So I'm gonna get back to it. So just about to get started on this, I came up with what I think is a brilliant idea. Because what I got to do is I got to spin the drive shaft around while I cut through this weld. And if you spin it around on the ground, it's up, it's down, it's up, it's down, and like you can't roll it smooth because none of this is inside the diameter. So what I'm going to do is I rummaged through Colby's stuff and I found these long ledger locks. So I'm going to take and I'm going to put one through at an angle here, one through at an angle over here, and do that on 2 different blocks. So it'll be a V-shaped cradle for this to just slide on the side of the shaft of the screw. And it's even perfect because these are only threaded in the tip, so it's super smooth here. Let's see if the plan will work as good as it sounds. There you go. Got a little cradle. Just spin nice and smooth. Oh. Every once in a while something will work. Well, Colby picked up the U-joint for me, and my second bit of research was right. So I had the right joint for that end to put the Camaro yoke on there for the standard tranny, and it's a G-body drive shaft. And then this is the conversion joint to go from the G-body drive shaft to the Ford rear end. And she's all welded together. And I took 1 inch off. It shouldn't be terrible out of balance. All the balance weights are still on it. It is what it is. It's going to be good enough for what we're doing. As Mortsky would say, it's good enough for the girls we go with. All right, so today was not what I needed it to be, but pushed through, got a little bit done. Finalized the rear end, I set the pinion angle, welded the perches on, tightened down all the U-bolts, got the brake hoses on. I still got to run the metal line from one brake hose to the other brake hose, and then from the metal line, from the rubber hose all the way up to the master cylinder. But outside of that, the rear end is done, full of gear oil and everything. Transmission, I put all the right hardware in the cross member, got that tightened down, and topped that off with fluid. So the transmission is finalized. The drive shaft, that second U-joint was the right one. So I got the drive shaft shortened, all welded together, and both new U-joints in, the right yoke on it, the right flange for the back, and at the right length. So that's all in now also. So that's huge. Then, what else? And I got the metal picked up for the rocker panels and stuff like that. So I really needed today to be a solid day, and it wasn't. I have to make tomorrow count big time. And unfortunately, that's going to mean that my dog has a very boring day. But I'll just make sure I give him a good walk in the morning and at least one good walk in the afternoon and a little bit of attention here and there. But he'll be okay. So wish me luck that tomorrow I can hit the ground running with less interruptions, less problems, and just get stuff done. Because like the brake lines, those are non-issue. That's just stock that I have. I just got to make them. So that's good. That should be a non-issue. Get that done right away. And then I can start running fuel lines. A buddy of mine, Chris, dropped off fuel pump, regulator, vacuum canister, and a fuel cell. So that's good. The fuel cell had some diesel in it and some dirt and stuff. So me and Colby just gave me a hand. That was awesome. I got it all dumped out and dumped a bunch of gas in, flushed that through, and got that all coming out clean. So that's huge. That's a big part of the system. Now I got to get a bunch of fittings, lines, all that stuff for that. But I'm hoping tomorrow will be a good day. Tomorrow I at least have to get the brakes done and the fuel system done. Like tomorrow I pretty much have to finalize the mechanical. That way there I can hopefully get enough of the rot work done to make this thing safe for racing in the last day. The event starts Friday. I'm pretty sure I could show up Saturday, so I might be able to, like Friday's supposed to be registration set up and all that stuff. I'm hoping if I'm running late, a buddy can hold me a spot and I can get one more day's work and then show up Saturday for the actual racing. Hopefully. I don't know yet. I haven't asked. So anyway, wish me luck. Hope you guys are having a good day, and I will check in later. Thanks again for watching. You guys are all awesome.